Hi all America, this is Grandma Sunshine, and today we are going to talk about one of the topics that I feel is very important to talk about, and that is people who have disabilities and who are taken advantage of by these lawyers who practice law without a license in California. And I am Grandma Mary Sunshine. I went to law school and I have a 4-year degree, a college degree that is, from a law school. It was a college degree program. And one of my favorite things to do in this world are to help the disabled people. I could write pleadings for them and I could help, when people have to write responses to these credit card people, it is a problem. If you do not answer somebody's complaint against you, you could get a judgment against you in the state of California, sugar, which is not that great. So I always want you to try to contact Grandma Sunshine. Now, I have all my information on every single video that I put out there, sugar. So I would always like to help you. If you have a problem, I don't say I could practice law because that's against the law, because I do not have a license myself to practice law. And that's why I want to tell you something that's very important. I don't like attorneys who practice real law without a license. Now, when Grandma Sunshine practices law, that's to help you write something that you need to write. But when an attorney practices law against a disabled person and goes to court with that person, and the judges finally find out that this attorney tried to forge other signatures of other attorneys to pro hac vice, which means that if you are not a lawyer in California, you can pro hac vice, which means another California attorney could say, hey, I need this person and he has a license to practice law in other states, and I need his help in this case. That there is a possibility that they actually can make an out-of-state attorney come into a case to help them, and that would be okay to practice law. But what would happen if this attorney would forge other signatures, sugar, and he actually took advantage of someone who is disabled and took their jewelry as consideration for a retainer agreement? Now, I hate to tell you this, sugar, but the California governor and the state attorney general is not going to help you, because I have tried my hardest to get through to these people. But they do not think it is that important if an attorney practices law without a license, goes to court, and actually tells the court that they represent them and give them a retainer agreement so they represent them, sugar, then that is going to be a problem. Because the attorney generals of the state of California say that you have to go in the civil court after this person. Well, sugar, that's crime what this attorney did. He actually did fraud. He actually misrepresented himself to you that he could practice the law. Now, sugar, I would love to help you when you have to answer to a credit card. I mean, that's something that you could do yourself. That's okay, because I'm telling you outright that I'm going improper with you. You're going to go improper, and I will help you, sugar. But when it comes to an attorney who practices law without a license, and I can't name those attorneys, but I certainly know them, and I can tell the attorney general and other people to stay away from these attorneys, sugar. But these attorneys are so fraudulent that they would probably sue me if I said their name in public, sugar. But what I can tell you, sugar, that if you have to do some research about these attorneys, when you hire an attorney and they promise you that they're famous and they do international law and they come to California and they give you a retainer agreement, take your money or your jewelry, you have to do research, sugar. And you have to find out if they really have a license to practice law. And you could do that from the State Bar of California. They have a website that you can actually go on their website and find out. Just put the name of that attorney and find out if they have a license to practice law, sugar. Because if they don't have a license to practice law, you are going to be up a creek. which means there is not going to be any water to take you down that creek, and you're going to have to paddle yourself without a boat. So I suggest to you, Sugar, that you could contact Grandma Sunshine, and I'd give you free advice what you should do as a human being, trying to help you, and I won't charge for that. But if I had to go to court and make a pleading for you, I only would charge you $150, which is nothing, Sugar. These people charge thousands of dollars. I'd go to court and file it improper for you, but that won't really win your case, Sugar. You really need an attorney. Attorneys know what to do. So what I want to tell you, Sugar, is Grandma Sunshine feels so bad what's happening in California. And the city of Beverly Hills and Los Angeles, well, they are not going to help you go after these people. And they could be walking in the streets right next to you, Sugar, and you'd feel so bad they took all your money, and the police are not going to go after him because it has to be civil. And these attorneys run the statute of limitations out. They even go co-plaintiff with you on the case, suing the other attorneys that said they forged their signatures. So, Sugar, these attorneys are smart, Alex. They're going to cheat you out of money. They're going to steal you. They're going to know the law of the statute of limitations that you can't sue them back. Sugar, you're going to be up a creek. So I want you to call me, and I want you to come and visit me. I work for Rodale Fine Jewelry, that we sell estate jewelry, and we are so honest people, Sugar. Now, if you know anyone who has jewelry they want to sell, we have a license. We're backed by Lloyd's of London Insurance. But what I'm telling you today is that the legal system is not exactly fair to everyone. That means if you go to a judge and you tell the judge, Your Honor, I can't afford an attorney, please help me. I'm sorry, Sugar. The judge is going to say, you make a plea and I'm going to treat you like an attorney. And they're going to look at you like they don't care if you're blind. They don't care if you're disabled, Sugar. A judge has a job to do, Sugar, and he just wants his job, and he has to do his job properly. And the way he does his job properly is looking at pleadings and doing things legally. So, Sugar, we have to talk about what we should do. I don't think I have all the answers because I can't get through to the Attorney General of the state of California to go after these attorneys who practice law without a license. But what we can do is we could work together, Sugar. What we can do is I could help you. And I would love to help you, Sugar. I want you to call me. I want you to contact me. I want you to tell me your problems, and I would try, at least give you a listening ear, to be a human, to be sympathetic for you, have compassion. And I'll try to use whatever knowledge I have to help you if you have to answer something or you have to stay afloat. But I don't know, Sugar. We have a lot to do, and we have to convince the Attorney General of the state of California to go after these attorneys who practice law without a license. And maybe we have to talk to President Obama, because he has enough problems with his Obamacare. But maybe we could actually try to get them to go after attorneys who practice law without a license and make it a crime if they practice law without a license and they try to con these disabled people and visually impaired people. Sugar, I'm visually impaired myself. I'm legally blind in both my eyes, and I feel bad when attorneys take advantage of disabled and visually impaired people. And the only people we could really try to contact is the Attorney General of the state of California, the governor, or, administration that will actually tell the police they must go after these attorneys who practice law without a license, Sugar. Thank you so much for talking on the legal desk of Grandma Mary Sunshine. And may the sunshine bright on you. And when you have problems, Sugar, always remember that there's always a solution, and never ever think that you are at the end of that rope, Sugar. There's no end of the rope until you're 6 feet under, and I never want you to think that you should commit suicide for these problems. Sugar, life is too precious, and I want you all to feel that you are special and you could outcome any kind of problems in this world. As long as you're alive, you have the breath inside of you, the blessing of the Lord, the one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Lord who is one and only one, and He is inside of you, sugar. And you could be one with God, and He could try to help you bring some thoughts in your mind and bring you to rely on yourself, not on other people who would just take your money and run away with it. Sugar, thank you so much, and I hope that I made you feel a little better, sugar. Always contact me. Thank you for listening to Grandma Mary Sunshine.